I've always believed secrets sound louder in empty rooms. Maybe that's why. On the night I bought my luxury apartment, the silence felt deafening. The city lights glittered below my 28th floor balcony, and I stood there barefoot, holding the keys that no one knew I had, not even my parents. The view was everything I dreamed of: silver skyline, soft hum of traffic, skyscrapers reflecting moonlight. It felt like a life finally mine. My family always controlled everything: where I studied, who I dated, how much I earned, how little I spent. So buying this apartment? It was the first decision I made purely for myself. I should have known freedom comes with a price, because the next morning, as I brewed coffee and admired the sunrise from my floor-to-ceiling windows, my phone buzzed. Mom, video call. 7:14 a.m. Strange, she never called this early. I answered with a smile, trying to hide my exhaustion from moving, but her face. Something was wrong. Her voice came out sharp, cold, too calm. We know about your apartment. And we know what you did. My entire body froze. What I did. Before I could respond, she added, "Don't leave the building. We're on our way." The line disconnected, and that's the moment I realized my secret wasn't just discovered. It had detonated. Part 2 setup, 520 words. My name is Ariana Malik. 27 years old, project manager, quiet rebel. Part-time dreamer and full-time daughter of 2 people, who treated control like a family tradition. My parents weren't abusive. They weren't cruel. They were suffocating. Everything in our family had rules: who I could befriend, what job I should take, where I lived, even where I sat during dinner. My father loved order. My mother loved expectations. Growing up, I wasn't their daughter, I was their project. When I got a promotion and a $130,000 annual package, I didn't tell them, because I knew exactly what would happen. Mom would say, "Good, now you can start saving for your brother's business." Dad would nod and add, "You don't need to spend on unnecessary things. We raised you comfortably. Now you support the family." Support the family equals give them control. So I kept my raise quiet. I saved. I planned. And 6 months later, I finally bought something for myself. A modern luxury apartment with white marble floors, a balcony overlooking the river, a dream. Kitchen, a walk-in closet, and a bedroom where I could finally breathe. Not a mansion. Not flashy. But mine. No one helped me. No one funded me. No one even knew. I thought I handled everything perfectly, until Mom's call. Her words kept echoing. "We know what you did." Did they know I bought the apartment? Did they know the price? Did they know how? I had nothing illegal. Nothing shameful. So why did her tone feel like accusation? As minutes crawled, anxiety curled in my stomach. Then something hit me. If my parents found out, they must have found my brother too. Because if anyone had a reason to be angry, it wasn't them. It was him. Part 3 rising action, 830 words. My brother. Samir was the golden child, charming, reckless, spoiled, drowning in debts he pretended didn't exist. My parents always rescued him. Car loan? Paid. Failed business? Funded again. Credit card disaster? Cleared. Another investment idea? They poured money. And every time they turned to me, "Ariana, you're the responsible one. Help your brother. Family comes first." Family did not come first. Samir came first. For years, I quietly covered small expenses, phone bills, rent gaps, emergencies that weren't emergencies. But 6 months ago, he asked for something bigger. $40,000. And I said no. He exploded. Called me selfish. Said I was abandoning the family. Told my parents I was wasting money on stupid things. I blocked his number. That was the last time we spoke. So if Mom found out about my apartment, Samir must have found out too. I walked around my living room restless. It was too quiet. Too perfect. 7:50 a.m. My phone buzzed. A text. From Dad. "Stay home. We need to talk. This can't wait." Then another. From Samir. "Wow, nice apartment. Shame it won't stay yours." My blood ran cold. How did he know? I went to my door, checked the peephole. Empty hallway. My mind raced. The building had strict security. No outsider could enter unless registered. So how my phone buzzed again. Unknown number. I hesitated. Answered. A man's voice said, "Miss Ariana Malik? This is David from building management. Your parents requested temporary access to your floor." I gasped. "You gave it to them?" They showed documents. Family verification. They said you approved. I didn't. Silence. I'm sorry, ma'am. They seemed urgent. They're on the way up. My heart. Hammered, I rushed to my table, grabbed the folder. Containing my apartment documents. The elevator. DINGED. Footsteps. Heavy. Familiar. My parents and my brother. I didn't. Move. Mom entered first, tall, elegant. A storm stitched into a woman. Dad walked in behind her. Quiet. Calculating. Samir leaned against the doorframe like he owned the place. Mom's eyes swept across my apartment. Cold and disappointed. Beautiful, she said. Tasteful, expensive. Then she looked at me. You bought all this? Without telling us? I used my savings, I whispered. Dad stepped forward. Your savings are family savings. No, I said softly. They're mine. Mom's jaw tightened. You hid money from us. I kept my job and income private, I said. Because every time I get something, you take it away. Dad's voice rose. We didn't raise you to be selfish. Samir laughed bitterly. Selfish? She refused to help me. She has a secret apartment while I'm drowning. That's not my responsibility, I said. He stepped closer, eyes burning. It is when family is dying. Mom lifted a document from her purse. My chest tightened. She unfolded it slowly, dramatically. A deed transfer form. You will sign this, she said calmly. The apartment goes to Samir. My breath caught. What? You bought it using family money, she continued. So you'll transfer ownership today. I didn't use family money. We don't believe you, Dad snapped. Samir smirked. I can't wait to move in. My body shook, but not with fear, with something sharper, something my family didn't expect. Strength. PART 4. Climax 1,160 words. I stepped back. Grounding myself. All of you need to leave, I said quietly. Mom scoffed. You're not thinking clearly. But I was, for the first time in my life. I was thinking clearly. You hid your salary, Dad continued. You hid your promotion. You hid this apartment. This isn't independence, it's betrayal. I looked at him. Betrayal is asking your daughter to pay for your son's mess until she has nothing left. Samir snapped. I deserve help. I'm family. You're a grown man, I said. Start acting like one. Mom's voice went icy. You cannot speak to us this way. I'm speaking the way you taught me, I whispered. Direct, honest, responsible. Dad slammed his fist on my table. You will sign the deed. We're not asking. I took a deep breath. Walked to my kitchen drawer. Pulled out a blue folder, placed it on the table. This, I said, is every bank statement I have from the last 3 years. I opened it. Showed them page after page. Here is my income. Here are my transfers. Here is my down payment. Here is every financial move I made without a single contribution from you. Mom didn't blink. So what? A family doesn't need proof. We need unity. Unity? I whispered. Or control? Dad's lips thinned. If you won't sign now, we will take legal action. I smiled sadly. I expected that. And then I dropped the real bomb. Before I bought the apartment, I said softly, I met with a lawyer. Their faces shifted. I knew one day you'd try to take what's mine. So I prepared. I pulled out another folder. This contains legal statements proving I've been financially independent since I was 21. It includes records of every debt payment you forced me to make for Samir. It also includes a restraining notice I can file if you continue harassing me. Dad. Pale. Mom stepped back, but Samir, he lunged. Give me the papers. He shouted. I took another step back. No. He grabbed my wrist. Dad shouted. Samir. Not here. But he squeezed harder, desperation turning into aggression, and that's when it happened. The building security burst through my door. Ma'am, are you all right? I stared at Samir's hands still gripping me. No, I whispered. The guards pulled him off me. Mom screamed. Let him go. Dad shouted. This is a family matter. But the guard replied, "Physical force is not allowed on this property." "We have footage." Footage. Samir froze. Mom's face drained of color. I whispered to the guard, "Please escort them out." They protested. They begged. They yelled, but they left, dragged out of an apartment they had assumed was already theirs. Part 5, Resolution 450 words for 2 hours. I sat on the floor of my living room, breathing slowly, letting the silence stitch me back together. Then, my phone buzzed. A message from Mom. "You chose money over family. Don't come home again." For the first time in years, I didn't cry. I typed back. I chose peace over control. There's a difference. I blocked her. Blocked Dad. Blocked Samir. Not in anger. In self-respect. A week later, I changed my emergency contacts, updated my documents, started therapy, and began building a life without fear. My apartment, once a symbol of rebellion, became my sanctuary. I cooked peacefully, slept deeply, worked joyfully, and lived softly. One evening, as I stood on my balcony watching the sunset paint the sky gold, I whispered, "Mom, Dad, I loved you enough to break myself. Now I love myself enough to stop." The wind carried my words away. A chapter closing, a life opening. I'm not the girl who begged for approval anymore. I'm the woman who walked into her own life and locked the door behind her. And every morning, when sunlight hits my kitchen table just right, I whisper to myself, "I earned this. I built this. I deserve this." The end.